Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back to your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about the entire crypto market, so sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys to please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course, I always do greatly appreciate it. So overall, really quick, I do want to address a few things. So we're going to be talking about the dollar, then we're going to be talking about indices, and then we are going to jump into, of course, talks about Bitcoin and where we will lead into the alt season. I'm going to be talking about a few altcoins. I will be addressing XRP, Hbar, QNT, and some other altcoins. So let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So first and foremost, yes, Bitcoin is still dropping. Why is Bitcoin still dropping? What is going on with the market? What is happening right now? Are we in a bear market? Are we in a bull run? Who knows what is going on, right? So first off, let's address a few things. So let's talk about Bitcoin and why Bitcoin is dropping. Well, I would say there's a lot of, fear ranging on the dollar right now. As we are seeing inflation rates being released, we're seeing a little bit of a bearish sort of sentiment around the economy. As we kind of march into the later months of 2022, we are nearly in half of this year being done. And what have we seen so far? Well, we've seen the Fed hike the rates up about 0.25%, which is nothing realistically speaking. We've seen inflation being released at about like 8%. Honestly, it's probably a lot higher, but I think that the worst of it will most likely hit around the summertime. I think that summertime is something pretty significant. I mean, we're 3 months away from that time frame. Ultimately, I do think that things happen sooner than expected. Most likely, we will see a huge update within the May time frame. Most likely, even next month. I really do think that when we talk about like next month, I think that there's a significance to really kind of watch for. But what I'm watching right now is the dollar. So as I told you guys multiple times, watch that red portion on the chart. Right now, we are peaking up above that last fib level. This is the 786. This is something that's significant. We have not been above that level since going back to 2020. And in fact, when we talk about this, look at the RSI. The RSI is nearing an overbought area, which tells me that we will most likely see that slump and die sort of pattern play out similar to the 2020 timeframe. But how long until that point does get breached? I believe that this market will probably bleed a little bit more, but I do believe that we are still around our bottom being put in place. I think that the dollar is going to be our deciding factor and our signal for alt season. Now, how long away are we until alt season officially does kick in? Probably people are, I would say, like, I'm in the same boat as all of you, right? Everyone is being a little bit impatient, being frustrated. When is this market even going off? What is happening right now with crypto? The question here is the idea on, yes, there will be an alt season. There will be a bull run. It happens when the dollar starts to collapse. Right now, the dollar in terms of value is at a very strong level, a strong level that we haven't seen since 2020. But I mind you, and I want to remind you all right now, right, what happened when this did start to collapse. I mean, this is the May 2020 timeframe. Now, during this time, crypto still slumped a little bit throughout, the summertime, but really started to, start that run during September all the way through 2020 and into 2021, all the way up until like around the May timeframe. Then we seen that summer crash, but followed by, again, the fall, sort of pump until, of course, the dollar started to take this massive leap forward. Now, very similar structure that I think that we are in right now, but until we do see the dollar really top out and have that correction downward, which I do believe that will most likely be at the resistance points of the 2020 timeframe, which is at the top of this red box, if you will. Could we go even higher than this though? Yes, we could test those highs going back to March of 2020, which is concerning because I will say this, I think that this is going to lead to a massive crash for the dollar, which will lead to a massive rally along the boards for, stocks and even crypto. But think about the after effects of this. When we talk about crypto going on a major bull run and we talk about alt season, what will lead after that. I honestly see a massive recession nearing. I think that when we talk about this major bull run along the boards for stocks and even crypto, I think that this is going to be, the start of almost the end of, the solid economy that we are in. Who knows how long it's going to take for it to bounce back, but I do believe that we are in a similar structure to the 2008 crisis. Inflation is nearing like the highest points in history of like over 40 plus years. And we are at that point in time where, inflation is going to get worse. The economy looks a little bit unstable. And again, it's all kind of waging on the idea on, what are we going to do? And the Fed has no real answers along the boards for this, which will honestly probably lead us to a recession happening between either the summertime into possibly even the wintertime of 2023. I honestly think that it happens within the 2023 timeframe. I think that we are probably going to prop up these markets until around that time frame. Of course, we have to wait and see. But I definitely do say, pay attention to the things that are happening within the financial economies, especially around the world right now. S&P 500, NASDAQ, and even the Dow Jones looks pretty rough because, of course, again, uncertainty with the dollar. Nobody knows exactly where the dollar is going to top out now because we are breaking up above fib levels. We are at the highest point, like I've said, and I know that I've reiterated this multiple times in this video already, but we are at the highest points since going back to 2020. This is concerning. This takes a lot of strength away from, again, stocks and crypto, and we are seeing that. That is why I've said watch the dollar, for a very long time now on this channel. I've been addressing and warning you guys about the dollar since we started to peak back here in February. Now, all while we are talking about the dollar, I actually don't think that this is very bearish. I think that the dollar is at around its local topping point. Of course, can we go up a little bit more? Yes, but ultimately this will lead to that massive crashing formation. And I do think that that massive, crashing formation is at around the local topping point here. We will come down, test some major demand, maybe even bounce off of the 200-day EMA, similar to what we did back here in September. But this will lead for us to hit some major resistance, followed by yet another crashing event, which will most likely lead us to, again, those 2018 lows, aka that 88.40 level. Now, again, we have to watch this, closely to see if this is going to be, confirmed or not. But also check out this chart from TechDev. This is comparing the bull flag of the Dow Jones. This goes back to 1991, by the way, that massive .com boom, and comparing it right now to Bitcoin currently. We do see that similar structure being put in place where we do see the 200 and the 100-day MAs crossing, while, of course, the price is at a bottoming stage. I do believe that Bitcoin is at around the bottom point, and we will lead to a major rally again to 60 plus K. Now, we are watching this very closely, but there's a few other charts I do want to share. First off, here is Bitcoin, comparing it to 2021, kind of doing a very opposite sort of style here. Shout out to 888 Velvet, but we do see April compared to April now. We see the two topping points followed by that crashing formation on Bitcoin throughout the summer, and now we're kind of seeing sort of retest of support instead of a topping point. So we're kind of seeing two bottoming points here, which will most likely follow up by a massive rally, which again will lead us to 60K plus. Now, if we do see that same formation happening, we could actually be testing 70 plus K, aka testing the all-time highs, going to a new all-time high. And also, I want to show you guys one last formation, and this is the Dow Jones 91 versus Bitcoin 2021 to 2022. Again, very similar structure to what this bull flag was by TechDev. This is, again, another TechDev chart. But again, you guys can kind of see that same formation in a little bit of a better picture. Again, look at the RSI on the bottom. Look at the moving averages here. It is a very similar chart. I would say when we take a look at Bitcoin and we really look at this, I do think that we're testing major demand going back as far as August. I think that this is actually very bullish. And honestly, when we take a look at this, I do think that the major support is at around like 35.6K, similar to what we've seen back here on September 21st. Again, wicks down below are totally fine. We've seen wicks below support before. I show you guys the support going back to January, by the way. Look at these deep wicks. We were still at support, but, wicks are wicks. Right now, ultimately, the major support is at around this like 39.5K. It's like around that same range. I do believe that we are at our bottoming stage for Bitcoin. In fact, when we look at the RSI is at a little bit of an oversold area. I know it's not in the oversold deep areas that we've seen back in like January, but we are like really kind of near that, bottoming stage for RSI since we've seen back in February. But also, I show you guys, going back to September. Look at the, September RSI compared to right now. During this time, we were at our bottoming stage, and we followed it up by a massive rally to the upside, hitting that all-time high. I'm just saying right now, we look like we are about to repeat that same structure. Of course, I'm going to be watching this closely, but you do see the volume pouring into Bitcoin right now. Now, as we are watching this, we also take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Now, I shared with you guys Credible Crypto's overall chart on this. I actually have charted the Bitcoin dominance scale myself. I do think that we could be seeing a little bit of a bottoming stage for Bitcoin dominance currently. Could we go deeper? Yeah, 100%. Credible also believes that we could be seeing this deeper, sort of little correction on, Bitcoin dominance. But this also kind of shows you guys where Bitcoin is, leading to. This will lead us to that repeat of 2017-2018 structure where we do see Altseason, really kind of packing its bags and, shipping out at around that 2023 timeframe, similar to 2017-2018. And when I say that, it's not the idea that we will see Altseason start then. No, we will see Altseason ending around the 2023 basis, just in time to see, of course, the recession nearing. And I say that very lightly, but I will be going in depth on that sometime soon. I kind of want to make a video talking about the recession, really kind of addressing it and really kind of warning you guys ahead of time. But when we take a look at this, it's really kind of that topping point at around like the, July, August timeframe, followed by that deep correction on the Bitcoin dominance scale, which will lead to Altseason during this time until 2023, which will lead us to major lows directly below, of course, our 2017-2018 lows, which is 35.41%. But I definitely do believe that we will see a major jump off of, this RSI moving average that we are currently at right now. If we do break down below it, which by the way, we haven't really seen too many breaks below it, but if we do break down below it, it could bring us down to the topping point here at about like 40% to around like 41%. Which is close to our point right now, but this will lead to a major rally along the boards. And I actually have the topping point for, Bitcoin dominance at around the July timeframe. So it's very similar in terms of the structure to August, but I'm definitely watching this closely because this will lead us to Altseason. This is also when we do start to watch altcoins. Right now, I haven't been keeping a close eye on altcoins closely, just because of Bitcoin, but you also do see them kind of finding that major support zones going back as far as like, even the February timeframe, but also going back to like January and even the summertime. So a very similar structure to Bitcoin that's really kind of showing a little bit of strength along the boards. Also, XLM is very similar in the sense, following major support going back to January and also a little bit of the summertime lows. Hbar, also very similar structure. I mind you, still at that major support zone recently. You guys can really kind of see it. I mean, like, we haven't lost too much of the bullish structure on alts either. I mean, considering the fact that like Bitcoin is, really the showstopper right now. Altcoins still look fairly strong. Even QNT looks fairly strong. Even after breaking down below its fib level, it's still finding support at around the demand zone of the February-January timeframe. So again, a lot of these altcoins are still in a demand zone. We just really want to be watching the dollar right now. I think that the dollar is a major, key deciding factor, but ultimately the entire market still looks very strong. And I know that there's going to still be comments on this video. Oh, we're in a bear market. I can't even believe the hopium, the copium that's being spewed right now. Honestly, the structure of the markets don't look too bad. I would say indices right now, yeah, they look a little bit bad in terms of the micro view. Same with Bitcoin, right? On the micro view, this looks very concerning, but check out the macro view. And I want to mind you guys, when we march into the summertime, I want everyone to revisit these videos that I was uploading during the April-March timeframe, talking to you guys about the macro view. The macro view on crypto right now is extremely bullish compared to what is happening right now economically. And everything in terms of the economics is still a deciding factor on, hey, we're still going to see a massive rally along the board for risk on assets, including stocks and crypto. But we will ultimately see a massive recession after the fact, which tells us we could still prepare economically for that, deciding factor if we are going to see that recession or not, because we will see a crashing point along the lines for retail or real estate and things like that, where we could be massive buyers of, cheap property and really kind of position ourselves on the long term for massive passive wealth. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.